that this segment, Top Gear, is that place where we get to talk about everything that concerns car. And if you've been following up on this segment, you know that we have been bringing you and a lots of informations on how to take care of your car. I've talked about how to maintain your car color on this show before. We talked about various topics in the past, and of course, last week we talked about radiator and all of that. And today on the segment again, Holy Ray and
Odidi Oluwaseun.
Odidi Oluwaseun will also be taking you on another interesting topic today. Today we will be looking at buying and selling of car. We're going to be looking at car selling and buying. We'll take a look at some of these challenges because we know that living in our city capital without a car is a whole lot put together. Like this morning, Mr. Odidi, you need to see the way I was so upset because I had ordered the ride and the ride had not come. I don't want to be late to work, and finally he didn't come, and then he went the wrong way and I have to hub him.
Well, it's one
So
of the challenges.
it can be so frustrating sometimes, So let's talk a little bit about that. That is what me, Holy Ray, and Odidi right here will be talking about. And of course, Odidi right here is from Skywise Autos
Subsidiary of
Limited.
Skywise Group.
Please help me call that office again.
Skywise Autos, subsidiaries of Skywise Group.
Bam. So of course you know that if you live in Abuja, you might have heard a lot of times people mention Skywise car dealers, Skywise, and all of that. But of course I am not alone. So now we have him from that area. He is an expert in that part in the building. So let's talk a lot about cars. So how are you doing today?
Yeah, wonderful.
How was a rainy Tuesday?
A bit wet Tuesday.
Yeah, wet Tuesday. It just started. I mean, I just woke up and I didn't come out on time. I was getting ready for work, and then the next thing I looked out and I saw that everywhere had turned 8 p.m. instead of 8 a.m. It was looking pretty, and I was like, oh my God, how do I get to the office and what is going to happen? And anyways, but here we are.
It shows a good life. It shows a good life. Well, on buying, let's hit the ground running. On buying, the truth holds that not everybody can actually buy a car.
Absolutely,
Not
definitely.
because they are not financially buoyant, but just that it's not a priority for them at the moment. So buying a car might not actually be a necessity to
Very
some
true.
set of people. While to some other set, it's mandatory.
Mm-hmm.
For example, now let's take you that needs to be at a station or on air at a particular time. Now you can't afford to sabotage the thousand of listener waiting to hear your voice with an excuse of the fact that you ordered a ride and the ride could not
show up in
because
time.
of rain or because of network. Name the excuses. So it is expected that in buying for an individual, you weigh options out. There are different class of cars. There are different price tags too.
Yes.
And there are car variations too. Now, these car variations, now we have the likes of the GAC, likes of the Geely, likes of the Toyota, likes of the Mitsubishi, likes of the Mercedes. Different categories of cars. What matters is how best is this car going to serve you, or what is the purpose of you buying this particular car? Those are the major questions you need to ask yourself before trying to buy a car. Now, the price. Now you have to still look at the negotiation power.
Yes.
Now, as much as
Of course, looking at the criteria for which you have to put together before thinking of getting a car, the price should be the first one.
So as much as you love luxury, does luxury car serve the purpose of your business or the purpose of why you're actually buying it? Are you buying to show off, or you're buying to do business, or you're buying to solve a particular problem? So these are part of checks that will determine what kind of car you're buying, the price you're trying to look at before making this purchase.
All right, let me open the phone line so that as the conversation is going on, you can also join and add up your voice on whichever area you wish to be clarified on 090 7353 0044 or 09087668888. You can also send us a WhatsApp message to 0909 705 4450. Let's know which of these areas that you are having difficulties in planning to get a car. You've listened to Odidi already talked about the criteria, some of those things you need to put in place. I feel like there should be more to that, because when looking at the criteria, you apart from you thinking about the finances, what you have and what you have, like the finances you have, the kind of car that this money can get you that won't give you troubles. When you also look at the car as being a necessity, you might be lured to just going and getting a car that cannot serve you. So it's two things put together. So in as much as you're looking at those things put in place, the car, the type and all of that, you also have to look at the model and how it can serve you and what your money can afford. Because you can't afford to go get a car with a low budget. I pass my neighbor car. Say car get grade by grade. Cars that grade by grade. Okay. You now go and buy a pass my neighbor car that even from Gariki to the station you have to stop like 2 times on the way, or you might end up not even getting to your destination. Well, that is double stress. So you have to talk about that too.
Do with inspection. Now let's take it from the scratch.
Okay.
Now, first step is the desire.
Okay.
Desire to own a car or to buy a car. Now, have the desire, what type of car do you need? Now you have to start narrowing it down. What kind of job do you do? Let's use a loader, cement loader. A cement loader wants a car. You don't expect a cement loader to go for a Camry or a Corolla. That's becoming a private car. So he would look at this category and like, okay, I need a pickup. This pickup, can it still serve for family while I still do business? Can it still serve for other logistic movement if I am not picking up cement? That's for a business
how it should
person.
be, yeah.
Now, for a private person, you look, if you're married, if you have kids, how many kids do you have? Do I need to go for a Sienna? Do I need to go for a mini Jeep? So as to enable my kids or family stay behind the wheel. But if it's a single person can go for a one-door ride, just me and my girlfriend.
Okay, yeah. That's how it's called.
Another person could say, okay, I just want a 4-door car in case I have some other crew joining
coming on board
for marketing.
Yeah.
So these activities you carry out will help you determine the kind of car you want. Now, I haven't identified the kind of car you want. The next thing is to test it. You need to test this car you have interest in. Just like a wristwatch, you check it, you fix it in your hands, you see if it fits in, if it's too big or too small. You have to test drive this car. Test the functionality of this car.
But no matter how you test drive a car, it's definitely not going to be as much as when you're driving it every day, or you get to drive it every day for like 1 week. When these cars are packed to be sold, right? It can be packed for sometimes even more than a year or for a while. Let me use that word. So it's also possible that there are some faults while that car is been packed for so long and it's not been driven. There might definitely be some faults that will not be noticeable from the beginning, from that first day until the time goes on. I'm telling you actually from experience. There was one time like that. We went to get a car, a Civic, and the car looks beautiful. The interior, the outside part of it, how is it called again? The external part, everything was so good. But I will tell you that car, until we get to sell that car, I did not drive it peacefully for 1 week.
Well, there are different class of cars.
And we can't even ascertain what exactly was the problem.
But do you agree there are different kinds of
Yes,
cars?
definitely.
What are the class of cars you know?
The class of cars I know is probably the models.
No.
Okay.
What I'm asking of is, we have the Nigerian used cars.
Okay. The Nigerian used.
Belgian, yeah.
Okay.
We have a brand new car. So which
yes.
one did you like?
No, that one was a Nigerian used car.
Okay,
Man, no lie. So I took over the struggle from where my Nigerian person stopped.
That's the point. So now for the brand new cars, you have less to do. All you need to just do is drive in the car, service the car, drive in, and voila, you go for it.
Yes.
Now, for other cars, now you find out that for the Belgian used cars, the Belgian used cars now, it's a London used car
Okay.
or used from another country, moved to Nigeria. It
Okay.
means it's under use.
Okay.
It only requires you to just do what? Do one or two repairs and checks on it, and it becomes functional for you in the country.
Okay.
While the Nigerian used cars means my brother don't use and small. So it remains you may you continue to use. So every of these categories still requires you to do one or two checks. By driving it, by testing it is the driving. By running a check, computer diagnosis on this car, you still have a result on it. Even the brand new one still requires you to do some basic check of your oil, basic check of the engine, or something. There could be a little bit manufacturer error. There could be a little not well capped. So all still requires a check. So the check is not a finish. It only tells you that do due diligence in running a check on this car and buy. Just the same way we buy clothes. You wear them now. When you wear it, you're able to see if it fits you or you need to change it.
Yeah.
Same way you do for cars and items you're purchasing. Just run your basic check, and I'm sure it will give you an informed information to decide if you need to buy it or not to buy it.
All right, people, there you have it. Right now, you are listening to Top Gear, segment of the Sunny Side Show here on Eagles 102.3. And today on the Top Gear, of course, which is a show that we talk about everything concerning car. So if you have a question, today we're talking about buying and selling of car. That is to say, it's either you have your money to buy or you have your own car to sell. So keep listening. We will bring you more information and a lot that you need to know about buying and selling of cars. All right, Mr. Odidi, having spoken about the few challenges, let's dive more on the challenges people face in preparing to buy a car.
Okay, well, one of the major challenge is fund. For a
Okay.
purchase, power of fund it's very key. Now you find out that for let me use the example of a civil servant. Their salary might not be that much, and they
Okay.
have a desire to own a car.
Okay.
Now I quite understand they have cooperatives and all that, which might support them in funding to buy a car. Now the amount they still want to get in a particular car might not still be enough.
Yes.
So, we created a platform in Skywise Autos
Okay.
whereby you can pay 50 to 60% down payment and still get the car. You will have the car to yourself and spread the balance and pay off. That's
Okay.
making it easy for you or for buyers for a car. Another one is for an individual. You have a particular car and probably you've used it for many years and you desire to change this car and you don't have that basic funds or that so much funds
Yeah.
to change to the better car you want. We say bring in your car, we trade it in, we have that your old car, we value it, and you top it up with a difference. Even if that difference is not still up enough, we equate it to the fact that this might be 50% both cash and car, and you get the new ride and you move on with the new ride. So these are ways we try to see how the individuals out there get to buy cars.
And be comfortable.
Yes.
All right, so there you have it. And in case you are listening and you are interested in getting yourself a car, just know that your Skywise have a platform where you can pay at least how much? How many percent did you say?
50 to 60%.
You can
down
pay
payment.
50 to 60% depending on the kind of car you're going for. So if you're going for a car of, let me say, 7 million,
luxury cars. Let's
Luxury
look at more of
cars.
the luxury cars.
Yeah.
You have a car of 70 million to pay. You could do 35 or 30 million, and you're buying luxury.
of course.
Now
of course.
imagine now having to go for a car of 3.5
Something. Yes, if they have.
How best do you want us to pay those funds? You pay 2.5, then you now start struggling to pay 50,000
The balance.
so
At least it will make it easy, to make it quite easy, and you will feel better that you can go out on your own and come back on your own. All right, people, there you have it. But let's dive a little bit to some of those areas that we know that, especially in our country, Nigeria, that we really, really, really get scared of getting ourselves involved in some of those things. Now you have said that in Skywise, you have a platform where people are given opportunity to leverage, right?
yes, first.
Now let's talk about what happens when they cannot meet up with that. Is there any consequences?
Well, even in life, good or bad, there's always a consequence for
So what
every
happens?
decision
You
you
collect
do.
your car?
Well, if we don't do that, how do we sustain the business, or how do we secure our investors' fund? We secure investors' funds by ensuring we do due diligence and recovering every funds that are outside. So for us to recover our funds, too, we will need to take some drastic step to
Okay.
securing these funds back. So
Okay. Okay, now, but suppose someone is not coming to do swap. Is it swap? Is it called swap?
that's why
Kankara.
yeah.
Suppose somebody is not coming to do that one, and the person is just walking in to sell cars,
Yeah,
to sell
they're
his car.
welcome. Yeah, they're welcome. We will receive cars. I haven't done due diligence and checking
Okay.
if that car actually belongs to that person,
Okay.
and if all documents to tally up with the person's information.
Hmm.
We'll receive it and help to sell and pay back the person. And some do this by willingly just dropping their car with us at Skywise Autos, at Skywise Group. Please sell. When we're done, they get their payment back as at when due to. But the
Okay.
joyful part there
So
is,
also, you as individual that want to sell, you don't know how to go about it. You can still come to Skywise, give them your
and
car.
it's quite fast because I haven't have so much dealers that come through the platform. Your car go faster in selling. So you drop it maybe in a week and all of that. Your car is being sold.
So when I now bring a car that is really records, a car that is really, 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 how do you do that? Do you revive it?
Well, we have a repair showroom we're working on, which will
Okay.
be ready in a short while. We'll be having an anniversary too this week. We're 9 years at Skywise Group.
Wow.
Clap for us, clap for us. Clap
Yes,
for
yes,
us.
yes. No, don't worry.
Nine, nine
Let me ring a
years.
bell, ring a bell. Let me clap for you guys. Let me
9
clap for you
years.
guys.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
It's a good one. 9 years staying in business. It's huge.
We've really been working
Yeah,
so hard
yeah.
to
It deserves
sustain
a
the
whole
business.
lot of accolades.
So for wicked cars or bad cars, two things. We either try to refer back to the workshop to see if we can revive it. If it's going to take a lot from us, we sell off like that. Sell off means we give those that butcher's car, like sell it in
Okay,
pieces
okay.
and sell
Not like
parts.
you package it and come and give me.
No, no, no. We sell it to those that
Then I'll be
push
fixing
it.
car every week.
Nah, we sell it to those that intend to sell in parts, or
Okay.
those that are willing to go through those orders to fix. So it
Okay.
means they are buying a bit cheaper, and they will go through the pain to fix it and become a full owner of the such car.
All right, people, let me say that at this point, I'm beginning to feel like a car owner again, because if you want to talk about the whole lot of disappointment that you have to face in the buying cars from the wrong places, going to the wrong areas, I bet you would not even want to have a car. You wouldn't even want to possess a car at this point and this time right now. Now, there are other things I would like you to talk about that can help people who are trying or preparing, or that will be additional to those criteria we need to put together while thinking of wanting to get a car. All right. Those things that I feel you should also talk about is things like maybe consumption, maintenance.
Well, for car maintenance,
Yes.
individual is to be. It's more important that every individual know what to do. Now, just I keep using the human body as an example.
Absolutely.
Now, when you wake up in the morning, psychologically, you know you have to brush your teeth and rinse your mouth if you're not even having paste. When you don't have paste, you have option of salt, you have option of chewing
To keep your
stick.
mouth clean,
Do you
yeah.
understand? So psychologically, it has been programming you to find a way around it. Now, for car, you know how much you use in purchasing such car.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be told how to keep your funds or how to keep your investment running. So it means that in the morning it is expected of every individual to run due checks on the basic. What are the basics? Check the engine oil, check the radiator water, check check the battery if it's well fixed. These are the three basic things. And when you observe any check light on your dashboard, kindly see any mechanic or kindly see the workshop to help advise as follows or diagnose. So from this basic check, I'm sure if you're consistent in ensuring your waters and all your dashboard check, I'm sure your car will definitely.
Okay, actually, I wasn't referring to this aspect, but this one you went to is also good. I was referring to the maintenance. Like, for instance, I've always been a fan of Toyota. I love Toyota product, and that is because my 1-2 experience with them, it was it was smooth. Let me use that word, because I noticed that the one that was a little bit high for me to maintain was the muzzle, and it didn't last because I couldn't stand some of the expenses that were coming along with it. That was why I needed something lower. That when I went for the Honda Civic, that I don't want to remember. I don't want to remember that experience. So that's what I was talking about.
Yeah,
so what should they look forward to?
Well,
while trying to get ready.
For the cars, there are different engine capacity.
Okay.
I won't know if the capacity of the Camry you're talking about is a V6. We have a V4. We have
it's a V4. It's a 4-plug. Yeah, it's a 4-plug.
Now, peradventure, maybe your exhaust is leaking. Peradventure, maybe there's no even Indomie in the car. Peradventure, maybe there's something blocking the fuel filter that makes it difficult for a proper flow, leading to another problem. All this were not checked. So having to condemn or having to say one car is bad from the other would not be the right thing at the moment. But all I would say is, for each car, they all have their maintenance culture, right? Honda might serve you better. Honda Camry might serve you better.
For people who love the cars, everybody.
GAC might serve you better. GD might serve you better. Mercedes might serve you better. But it boils down on every individual and the type of car they make a purchase on. For each car you make a purchase on, there is an expectant role of you in maintaining this car. So maintenance holds on individual. Every car is good, but how best you maintain it makes the difference from
that is what makes the difference. All right, people, you heard it right there from Odidi himself. But for me, I would say the next time I want to think of something like that, I'll have to put a whole lot of things in place, because I want to know the car consumption. I want to know the fuel consumption. I beg your pardon. I want to know what it takes to maintain the car, because there are some luxurious cars right now that you have to get a different different pad. What is it called? Brake pad.
Yeah.
The brake pad in the right leg is different from the left leg. There are some luxurious cars like that. When I hear
the front and the back.
You understand? So when I hear my friends say, yes, I was able to change the front to remaining the back, I say, I don't understand. So you now have cars that use front and back brake pads.
Let me ask you a question. Is it the same hair you put on your hair you use over and over?
No.
Or is the same head?
Yes.
Okay. Is it the same earring you use all the time?
Not really.
But the hair carries it, right? And it's not the same clothes you wore all the time, even though you have to replace them.
Absolutely.
So that's how it is. Now, after testing one or two, you feel you prefer one better than the other. So that's the same way with car. There are things you will keep modifying in the car, while there are some that are basic. Okay, why do you end up changing the oil from your engine? Remember that you might use even a particular oil for more than 2 years.
Yeah.
And suddenly you find out that that type of oil is not in the market again. Won't you be forced, or maybe you
change the engine oil to another one?
So that's just
that your engine is not used to.
That's just how it works.
That's how it
just
works.
have to keep, improving and improvising and maintaining.
Anyways, let's go on a quick break, Mr. Odidi. When we come back, we will close this conversation. We'll wrap it up, of course, with some of those things you need to put in place before you go and get a car. I know that some of us in Nigeria, our problem is we want to always be where we have not reached. Let me use that word. So always dream within your confines. Do those things that your hand can afford. But let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll keep up the conversation. This is Top Gear of the Sunny Side Show on Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. Holy Ray, we'll be right back.
No AC? No problem. We're cooling you down with the freshest hits.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Through our research and policy memos, we have identified the challenges facing youth civic participation. Now, it's time to equip you with the tools you need to engage with government agencies and elected leaders effectively. Are you tired of feeling sidelined in the governance process? Do you want to make a difference in your community? Don't let your voice go unheard. Tune into Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja every Tuesday at 11 a.m. on the Civic Martyrs and be part of the movement for a more inclusive, accountable, and transparent government. Our mission is clear: to bridge the gap between citizens and government, ensuring that public resources are located to address your priorities. The Civic Martyrs is sponsored by ProMed Foundation with the support of the Nigerian Youth Futures Fund, NYFF.
Please listen to this announcement. Luxler Construction Limited presents a limited time offer on its off-plan price for Kasana houses till June 15th. Grab these incredible deals: 4-bedroom terrace duplex at 40 million naira, 3-bedroom terrace duplex at 35 million naira, 2-bedroom flat at 23 million naira, and 3-bedroom flat at 28 million naira. The first 2 buyers of the 3-bedroom duplex will get it at 33 million naira. For Life Camp, the ongoing project is still available and many subscribers are moving into the estate. 3-bedroom terrace duplex at 43 million naira and 4-bedroom terrace duplex at 52 million naira. Covered by NHF and rent-to-own scheme. They also offer 6 to 12 months flexible payment plans. For more information, contact Luxler Construction Limited at 070-5758-2753. That is 070-5758-2753. Secure your dream house now.
Competitions? They don't exist. With Eagles, you soar.
Any money where I get, I dey flex, I dey go, the best.
My dream is my dream is shopping with you in Montego.
Eagles 102.3 FM, your radio experience you can count on.
Chatu, where you dey go? Where you dey find?
Why they ask me that kind of question? Say where I dey go? Where I dey go? I dey come.
All right, people, welcome back. How do you feel about this song? You know, I miss the song. I've been looking.
Who hit your car? Yes,
you know that year when this song was trending, you now hit my car. So of course, this is one of the best songs I've played here so far on the Top Gear segment. Of course, with that, you will know that we are talking about cars. So welcome back to the last section of the Top Gear segment of the Sunny Side Show on Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. Holy Ray and Odidi are still on it. And of course, we were talking about car sale, buying and selling of cars. And we've talked a lot about the car selling and all of that. We talked about the challenges. We talked about those criteria you need to put in place while thinking or planning to purchase a car. We also talked about the fact that there are some people like Skywise Group that you can go and do some installments for payments for buying of cars. Of course, we also talked about if you have a car and you want to sell, you want to swap, that kind of thing, popularly called Kankara. You can take your car there, and of course they will reason with you and see how they can give you the better one you want to have and all of that. But right about now is the last part of the show, and I want Odidi right here to help me conclude by telling us pinpoint points, like straight to the points, those things that we as Nigerians need to put in place before purchasing a car. We shouldn't just be going for a car because our friend is driving the same kind of car, because all fingers are not equal. Do you understand?
You can cut it and just a joke. Please.
Yeah, so my job, my salary is nothing compared to yours. So I have to always think of me being working within my budget if I want to get a car. What do you say about that?
Okay, so we'll start with the high-end class.
Okay.
Now, there is a plan for getting a brand new car. Now, if you look at the statistic,
Yeah.
it's 1% out of 100 that actually have a brand new car in the country.
Definitely.
So now we said you can get a brand new car now. All you just need to do is come over to Skywise Group or Skywise Autos Gariki or my time. Now, look at the value of the car you want. Pay up 50% of the value of the car you want. Brand new car, if you want to get a brand new car. Spread the balance within some few months and you become a brand new car user. But if you feel that class of car is not actually what you want, you can still go for the London use, which is the Belgium, we call it, or the Tokumbo, right? Now, you can still check the class of those cars and still negotiate and pay up 50% and get such cars. Now, it means that primarily fund is the number one thing to check.
Absolutely,
before
absolutely.
going for a particular car. Number two is the type of car. You might have a huge fund and you won't just go and buy any old car because
Yes.
you have fun. You now go and buy Lamborghini because you have, and where are you going to? You walk maybe in a factory.
Yes, so in essence, you're saying we should look at the areas we'll be driving that car, the type of car we want
the
to suit.
environment you are. Now, Lamborghini is good, but you can't go to Yanya for now.
That's true.
So you look at the type of car you want to go for. Number three is inspection. Carry out the necessary inspection on that particular car of your choice. You could run a computer diagnosis, you could run a mechanical check, you could run an individual check, run a proper check on that car before you make a purchase. Number five is how best does that car serve you? Should be in check. Now, a Corolla 0405 or 7 is used for Uber. Now, you know you want to go into such business. Then you should know that that car should serve you like an average of maybe 3 years. Then you renew it by buying another one.
Okay.
No matter how good you maintain it.
Yeah.
Because of the type of job that car will be doing. It is expected after 3 years or 4. Sell it off, renew it. But for some, they will flog the car till the car itself give up on the person himself.
Yes.
With this 5 little basic, is enough to guide you in making the right choice for getting a car.
A car.
in
There you
Nigeria.
have it. So you should always look out for those things that you want in a car, the area you live, the area that this car will be used, and not you go buy a car. I think that's one of the things that used to make us spend a lot in mechanics, because you're using this car at the wrong places. Let me
But
use
what's
that
wrong
word.
with our government putting the roads in proper shape?
Yeah, but before the road comes to be in proper shape, we already have a lot in the country to put in order.
So what about the areas you have good roads and they don't have fun to buy a car?
that is the thing. So because we don't have enough money to buy a car, don't worry, we will buy a car. I don't get it. What is this?
The area that has money to buy a car do not have good roads. Why
I'm
the ones
telling
that have
you.
good roads do not have-
Ah, you didn't hear that? There's one song. There's one that I said some people have food they cannot eat. Some people have
Some have food,
but cannot eat. Some can eat but have no food.
We have food and we
Oh my
can't eat.
God.
I think we should now, as soon as since we are changing the national anthem, let's start singing those old school songs. I think it gives us so much joy back then.
I'm
that
telling
now
you.
I really hear school songs now.
Yeah,
so
those
interesting
children,
like
right?
those ones.
Anyways, people, there you have it. We work and we play a little bit just to keep the movements, the body going. All right, so there you have it. That is where we will get to wrap up the Top Gear segment for today. But don't forget that this comes to you every Tuesday at 4 p.m. or clock